Are you losing weight on the keto diet? Well, stay tuned because what I'm about to reveal will blow your mind. The keto diet could be killing you. Welcome to the Fabulous Health Show. I'm your host, Terri Chrisman, and I'm a whole foods plant-based nutritionist. And this show gives you the tools to help you obtain optimal health so that you can live a long, happy life and age with vitality. I go live every day on Facebook and also on YouTube at Fabulous Health. It's November 2021, so if you're listening to the replay, I may not be going live every day, but we'll see how it goes. Directly after this podcast, I loaded the audio to all your favorite podcast platforms, such as Apple, Google, Spotify, Spreaker, Deezer, Podcast Addict, you name it. It's loaded up there. And if you want to go and find those podcasts, don't go searching through the millions of podcasts on those platforms. Just head over to fabuloushealth.net and click on the button that you like, your favorite platform, and then you can subscribe directly from there. So thank you so much to everybody that's already been downloading the podcast. Thank you so much to all the people who have been watching and leaving me comments. I really appreciate it. And I want to get this information out to as many people as possible. So go ahead and share it. If I leave these shows open and public, so if you want to share, go ahead and share. I really appreciate it. So today we're at episode 34. The keto diet could be killing you. So what is the keto diet? The keto diet was originally prescribed to treat epilepsy in children. It's about 90% fat. So that means that you don't eat carbohydrates. And if you've been listening to my podcasts in the past, you'll know that carbohydrates are the energy source of a human body, and the body needs carbohydrates to survive. So carbohydrates break down into glucose, and when there's no glucose, the liver converts the stored fat into ketone bodies. Now, ketone bodies are dangerous because they can build up in the blood and cause ketoacidosis. And ketoacidosis is the change of the pH of the blood, making it more acidic, as the name suggests. Ketoacidosis. This is life-threatening, so you do not want to get into ketoacidosis unless you are a child with, well, actually children with epilepsy don't want to get into ketoacidosis either, but a child who has epilepsy that has been prescribed the ketogenic diet to produce ketones to help their brain function does so under the strict guidance of a medical professional for that specific reason. That child is not just trying to burn some fat. There are much safer ways to burn fat than getting yourself into ketoacidosis. So hyperketonemia is basically another word for having tons of ketones floating around in your body. And it causes an increase in oxidative stress. And as you know, oxidative stress causes cell damage. You also get an increase in the pro-inflammatory cytokines in your body. And as we already know, that inflammation is the root of all disease. You get damage to your blood vessel epithelial cells. And the epithelial cells are the ones on the inside of the blood vessels. They're also on the inside of your stomach lining, the inside of your intestines. They're on the inside, yeah? So it's like cell wall there, the wall cells of all your tissues. And these can get damaged. And if they're damaged in the heart, they cause cardiovascular disease and heart attacks. And if they're damaged in the brain, they can cause stroke. So that is something that you do not want to damage. Ketones can also impair insulin function and increase insulin resistance. And what this means is insulin resistance is the precursor to diabetes. So if you've listened to my other podcasts, you will know that when your cells cannot get the glucose in, that is called insulin resistance, because the cells are resistant to the action of the insulin to help the glucose get into the cells. And remember, we need the glucose in the cells to function. That's what we do. The glucose goes into the cells. It's used by these little powerhouses called mitochondria inside every single one of your cells. And that mitochondria turns that glucose into energy. Now, some studies show that having ketones in the body and being in a state of ketosis promotes brain edema, which is swelling. And it can cause brain injury, which can impair neurological function. So who wants to have brain damage from just choosing to eat a silly diet? No, thank you. Long-term intake of a keto diet has been linked to renal stones, which is kidney stones, gallbladder stones, elevated liver enzymes, and even death. No, thank you. Also, dehydration, gastrointestinal disturbances, high cholesterol, and metabolic acidosis. Also, cardiac complications have been reported in people following a keto diet. Now, because there is minimal fiber, there's minimal fiber because you're not eating any carbohydrates, and your fiber comes from the carbohydrate that you eat. So because there's minimal fiber, there's danger of gut dysbiosis. And gut dysbiosis is when there's more bad bacteria than good bacteria. Then you end up with constipation, IBS, colitis, and the worst, colorectal cancer. You also have less digestive enzymes and less short-chain fatty acids. Go listen to episode 26 about why you need fiber in your diet to get the lowdown on all the good things that eating high fiber carbohydrates do for your body. And when I talk about high fiber carbohydrates, I'm not talking about Twinkies and Twix bars and sugar cereals. I'm talking about whole food carbohydrates like fruits and vegetables, legumes, and whole grains. Now, the keto diet is 90% fat, and if the fat eaten is animal fat, which is what most people do, there is a risk of high hyperlipidemia, which is high LDL cholesterol. Now, that's the bad cholesterol that gets into your arteries, clogs them up, and gives you a heart attack and gives you a stroke. You also are at greater risk of getting high blood pressure. Again, hypertension is a precursor to these other debilitating diseases. You can create atherosclerosis, and that's the plaque buildup inside your blood vessels so that the blood can't get through the blood vessel into the tissues that you need. And so you can get what's called intermittent claudication in your limbs. That's when the blood goes through the big blood vessels like your aorta and all your arteries. And then when it gets to the tiny little blood vessels through your arms, into your hands and your feet, those tiny little blood vessels, they're all clogged up with fat. And the blood doesn't get into the muscles, so then you get tingling in your fingers and numbness in your fingers, and then you get nerve pain. And then, if the blood is not getting down to those tissues in your fingers and your toes, you can end up needing to have those limbs amputated. Yuck! All from your diet? I don't think so. Now, Alzheimer's is also a vascular disease, because the blood vessels in your brain are the same as the blood vessels in your fingers and in your stomach and everywhere in your heart. And so what happens is the little itty bitty blood vessels in your brain, if they get clogged up with fat, the synapses don't work, and you lose your memory and you can't think straight. And of course, what else can happen? You can have an ischemic stroke, which means that there's no oxygen going to that brain tissue, and then you have a stroke. What about another thing that can happen if you're on the keto diet is malnutrition. Most of the vitamins and minerals that we eat are in fruits and veggies. They're the carbohydrates that you need. Low carbohydrate diets are linked to neural tube defects in fetuses. Eat your veggies, eat your fruits, Eat your fiber. And eating keto will skew the diet towards eating cancer-causing foods such as processed meats. Remember when I told you that the World Health Organization has made processed meats a class 1 carcinogen? So if you're eating sausages and ham and sliced turkey and mortadella and chorizo and all those things that come in the deli compartment of the supermarket, if you're eating that stuff, dude, you're more risk of getting cancer. Who wants to do that just from eating the food? And of course, cheese. Cheese is not your friend. I did a whole episode on cheese and the dangers of cheese and how it causes cancer, including breast and prostate cancer. It's true, people. Go listen to episode 18 and find out more about why you do not want to be eating cheese. So these are all the dangers of eating a keto diet. Yes, you will see all these influencers on the internet, particularly Instagram, saying, I ate the keto diet and this is what happened to me. I lost all this weight. Duh, your body's burning fat because that's all it can do. But it's putting you at so much danger of metabolic risk. And of course, once you go off the keto diet and you start eating carbs again, you're going to put on more weight. What a waste. Your body's going to be clogged full of fat. Your liver's going to be full of fat. You're going to be in danger of acidosis with your blood being a wrong pH. You're going to have atherosclerosis, danger of stroke and heart disease. Yeah, but you're going to be thinner. Yay, buy me a smaller coffin. No, thank you. How do we avoid this? The safest way to lose weight is on a whole foods plant-based diet. The whole foods plant-based diet has all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the fiber, all the phytonutrients, all the magic that helps you lose weight, and it helps clean up your arteries. It lowers your blood pressure. It lowers your LDL cholesterol. It gets rid of that fat in your arteries, and it controls your blood sugar. It's like the win-win-win diet. There is nothing bad about it. And I just cannot understand why people are not embracing this all over the world. Well, guess what? They are embracing it all over the world. Veganism increased 3,500% over the last 3 years in America alone. That is insane. It means people care about their health. They're sick of being sick and tired, and they want to get better. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was valuable for you. If you need more help with your weight or your health, I'm here for you. Reach out to me. My name's Terri Chrisman, and you can find me at fabuloushealth.net. Now, the November discount on my weight loss course, the Quick Road to Fabulous Weight Loss, is 25%. So if you want 25% off a great course to help you get healthy, then head over to fabuloushealth.net and check out the Quick Road to Fabulous Weight Loss course. Thank you so much for watching. Make some comments. Tell me what you think. Tomorrow, I'm going to start a series on superfoods. Yay! So I think we've got 5 or 6 days on superfoods, and tomorrow we're going to start off with oatmeal. So I want you to have a fabulous day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. You are not ending.